So this is part 2, the kitchen layout. Kitchen drawing. Oh, there's a new project that we want to start. Okay, so there it is in 3D. There's our plan view. Now I want to start placing a wall cabinet. Wall cabinets generally want them to correspond with the width of the base cabinets below. So if I have a 30 inch base, I want a 30-inch wall cabinet above, or 2 15-inch wall cabinets, right? Let's see how that works out. Upper cabinet. Don't want the corner unit, that goes in the corner. Double door. Let's just select very simple one. Okay, there's a 30-inch. Drag it into place. You could see I could place it approximately. Let's place 2 or 3 of them. 4. Right. That needs a 30-inch wall cabinet above, right? So we want to align, and we have that. So let's align those two. Not worried about the distance, vertical distance yet, but let's make sure that we have all that we need. Over the sink, that's a 36-inch base. So I need either a 36-inch cabinet with 2 doors or 2 16-inch cabinets. We can look at some other types. There's a couple ways of accomplishing that. Simplest is going to be to select that type and just change it to one of the 36-inch types that we have. Okay. And that one needs to be 24 inches. Because that one is going to be a dishwasher. Don't be afraid to draw lines if you need them, guidelines. Detail lines are your friends. You choose a line type lines. It gives us a green line so we can see. Sometimes it's helpful to just draw from the edges. Oops. Make sure you choose the edge of the base cabinet, not the appliance. Okay, so these are just some guides. There's my 30 inches. There's the space. 30 inches allocated for the range. That's the sink base, should be 36. 24-inch is the space between the sink base and the filler panel. Right. Now I can take a line, modify line to those lines, the edges of my cabinets. Let's ignore what's going on over the refrigerator for now. Oh, and of course, we need one over the range. That one's 30 inches. Don't want this glass one over the range. Let's select the 30-inch one. Place it approximately, and now we can align it. Align. That's all right. Okay, let's talk a little bit about vertical dimensions. From the floor, oops. Floor to top of counter, 3 feet. Top of counter, the underside of the base cabinet's typically 1.5 feet. Then we get the height of the cabinet, whatever it is. Then we have the overall height from the floor to the top of the cabinet, right? So let's adjust to the underside of the cabinet. That should be 1.5 feet. So let's make that 1.5 feet. And we see that works out, right? Top of cabinet, if that's 2.6. So that wants to be the top of cabinet. So we can use that line, that datum, to align the rest of these, right? Trouble is, over a range, or over a sink base, you might want a little more room. So this guy, why is that? Because this would normally want to accommodate a like a microwave or microwave combination range, more importantly, a range hood, right, to exhaust kitchen fumes from the stove, moisture. So we would want to have an upper cabinet that's a little shorter than the one we have. What can we do here? We can go to the type editor, duplicate, rename and modify. Let's duplicate the 30-inch and call it 30-inch short over range. Right? And let's make that a height of 2 feet instead of 2.6. Okay, now it's not in the right place, so we have to align it back to the top. So now we can draw a text node. Range wood here. Right. So that's a shorter cabinet. If we wanted a shorter cabinet over the sink, we could do the same thing. If we wanted a really short one over the refrigerator, I could take that upper one. That's a 30-inch, right? We probably, what do we have for refrigerator? 33-inch. Do we have a type that's 33 inches? Yeah. But we don't have a shorter one. So select the type editor, duplicate 33 really short over above fridge. And that one's going to have a height of 1 foot. right? Got a little bit of a problem here because I got a filler panel. And then we don't have filler panel between the dishwasher and the upper cabinet that's going to go over the refrigerator on the wall. So we have to choose how we're going to align things here. For now, I'm just going to align the tops. And let's align to the inside edge of the filler panel. Do we have filler panels for walls? Yes, we do. Upper cabinet filler for wall. Look at that. We can place that, align that, oops, here. It changes, it apparently changes the depth of the filler, so be careful with that. So I'm going to select the inside edge and select that side. Now that's the filler that we want. Let's align the top and bottom. We'll start with the bottom because we're above it. Under there, there. Okay, that did the trick. So now all this is in the right place. The actual width of the refrigerator says 33 inches, but if we actually measure it, it's a little bit shorter. So I could select that fridge and sort of nudge it into place, and it's going to fit underneath that cabinet. Right, with a little bit of room to spare. If we want to load a range hood, I don't know if Revit has one, but let's see. Let's save this out as kitchen lesson 2. File save as. Counting office. Shortcut. Kitchen lesson 2. Insert your formula. Specialty equipment, domestic, range. We have a range hood. I don't see one. Range top. Built-in microwave, no. Ventilation down draft, no, that's a counter. We don't have a hood, wall hood. That's a different type. That's a wall, that's a wall unit. A hood that goes over a range, it gets mounted on the wall, but it doesn't have a cabinet above. Let's see what happens if we try to place that. We'll find it now. Specialty equipment. Wall hood, 30-inch. Let's see what that does. Huh. It looks like it wants a plan view. Look at that. So if I just stuck it in the middle of in plan, if I just put it around where the range is and I go to elevation view. Oh boy, this thing's sitting on the floor. Move it up. Back to the plan. Need to turn it 90 degrees. So if we wanted this thing, let's go back to elevation. Over the range, we'd have to either ignore the fact that we have a cabinet behind it. So let's go to plan again. Let's align. To the wall. Let's see what it looks like in 3D. So you see what's going on there? It's not very elegant looking. Right. I suppose we could move it up. Let's go to the elevation view. I could align the bottom edge to the bottom edge. Now, if we did something like that, you see what the problem is, right? So it's either or. So in this case, maybe I just don't want that wall cabinet there. Or I could find a different range hood. So if you wanted to go on a little adventure, click Revit range hood. Revit City, use at your own risk. BIM Object, these guys are pretty good. You need an account. Let's see. I think I have one. Don't remember the. Look at the first thing that comes up. It's just that thing that it's not what I want. Show more. Okay, we're getting distracted. If I wanted to substitute that for my wall unit, I could do that. So we could remove the 30-inch short and substitute that. For now, let's just delete this. Let's not complicate things. Say somehow or other arrange what it's going to go over there. Somebody's going to solve that problem. Now, for the most part, we have an elevation view of the kitchen. And we want to generate, well, okay, one thing we haven't done yet is put in a sink. Up to you if we want to get to that level of detail. If we wanted to, we would want to load some plumbing fixtures. Plumbing. We've had not too much luck with the architectural types. Let's see, MEP. Fixtures, sinks. Sink, kitchen, double, triple. No, those are going to be too big. Single, the island one. The double may or may not fit. The triple isn't going to fit. Let's try loading these two and see if one or the other will work. Plumbing fixtures. Sink, island, 18 by 18. Okay, so it's giving you dimension. 42 is way too wide, right? Public, private, not sure. Let's just drag that. Okay, it's looking. We're going to place on face. Place on work plane. Let's see what that does. I'm not sure where that placed. Fixture. Let's go to the elevation view. Don't want it to sink in the floor, do we? Pick new host. Now, this is one of the problems we had. Let's see if we can select it. Change the elevation. Zone level 1. Okay, I'm going to delete it. Go to plan view and see. Let's load a different sink. And let's go to the architectural types and see if we have some more forgiving. Sink, kitchen, single. Let's try that one. Sink, kitchen, single, 30 by 21. That's more like it. Looks like I can put it just about anywhere. So I'm just going to stick it there for now. Go to that elevation view. All right, looks like it loaded just about the right height. So I'm going to go back to plan. Rotate it 90. Move it approximately into place and now align it. Look at our 3D view. It's not bad. Could be worse. Looks like my sinkhole isn't big enough, but that will do. So here's what I mean. Sometimes You might want a little bit more room over the sink area because sometimes you have those attachments. So there's my counter. Let's go to plan. I'm changing the hole, the sink hole a little bit. Hopefully I didn't modify the length of the counter. I may have done. So let's go to the elevation view and fix that. I think everything's where it belongs. Plan view, and I'm going to want to take that scope line and actually move it at some point so that I cut through the sink and the wall cabinets. So now let's go to that elevation view. This is a drawing I want to detail later. So remember that when we're working, when we start lesson 3 and we look a little more closely at the kitchen and detailing.